when hope was bleak, there lived a young girl whose only escape was in a legend that wanted her back. There will be secrets that reveal her destiny. There will be a journey that will make you believe.
Hi, welcome to Moviefone's Unscripted. I'm Guillermo del Toro, and this here is Ivana Baquero, and we're here to talk about our movie, Pan's Labyrinth. We're going to answer some of your questions. We're going to pose some of our own. So let's start with the first question. This comes from Nick from Salem, Michigan. Pan's Labyrinth is filled with creepy and scary images, and he's asking if you were afraid at all during the shoot.
No, I wasn't, because there was the crew surrounding me. They helped me, and I wasn't scared, and I knew what was going on, so it wasn't scary. Then when I saw the movie in the big screen, it got a bit creepy, but I loved it. This is from Susan, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What inspired you to write this screenplay?
Well, I've always liked the fairy tales, and I always wanted to do one that was really dark and scary because I found them very scary when I was a child. The Grimm's fairy tales, they're orphans being left in the woods with hunger to die of hunger, or children being executed, brutal stuff. And I've never seen a fairy tale like this one, so I set it against fascist Spain, 1944, which is a very dark time.
This is from Jennifer, Rockland, California. Where did the inspiration come from to create the fantasy creatures in the film?
A lot of them come from my love of illustration and fine painting, and I wanted very much to create the creatures in a surreal way. The first one, the faun, actually appeared to me when I was a kid. Insanely enough, I was in my grandmother's house, and every so often at midnight, I would imagine or dream of this creature coming out from behind the armoire of my grandmother. And it was almost exactly the way it's in the movie. Then I did a few sketches, and I gave him the legs of a creature that is so ancient that wood is starting to grow out of his legs. And the second one, the Pale Man, which is a very creepy guy, started with the idea of making it a very old man that had sort of sagging skin. And I did a couple of different sketches. You know, this was one of them, which was to take that creature and make it a little more surreal. And then when the sculpture arrived of the creature fully finished, I took the sculpture, did this drawing, and removed the face out of the creature because it was more scary for it not to have a face and for it to have sort of a manta ray face where it's like flat and you have the nostrils creating the little eyes.
Really creepy.
Yeah, and the mandrake was inspired on the real mandrake, which is the ginseng. And the fairies in the movie, which are very gnarly, are fairies that have been there for so long that they behave like little monkeys. And the design of the wings came from the guys at the special effects house that decided to give them wings very much like leaves, because the faun had legs like trees and so forth. So it comes from my imagination. Well, Ivana, what was the hardest moment in the shoot for you?
Well, there was a scene where I had to crawl in the toad's
Layer.
and there were rocks in my knee, and I actually cried because it was very, very painful as I walked through. And I think that was the hardest moment, but then I had other moments, such as in the mountain when I came out of the tree. It was very cold, I was full of mud, it was raining. The whole movie was tough, but I think it was a great experience and that I learned a lot, especially with you, Guillermo. Okay, this is from Shelby, Dallas, Texas. Were you ever concerned about having to convey your vision to an 11-year-old? What was your experience like working with a young person?
Well, I feel that for an actor has to learn to be a child to act. So, you know, when you're younger, you actually become an actor easier. And I think that a lot of people talk down to children. I remember when I was 11 years old, I already was questioning the essence of the human soul, and I was worried about eternal damnation and thinking about the purgatory and original sin. So, an 11-year-old is mentally already capable of absorbing much more, I think, than many adults. Your character, Ofelia, loves fairy tales. Now, what is your favorite fairy tale and why?
I like Peter Pan a lot. A fairy tale teaches you in some way, and it teaches you about life. I like Peter Pan because it was active. I like the story. I like the kids. And I read the book. I saw the movie.
Did you read all the books I gave you on fairy tales?
I basically read them all, and then they send me others.
I like
and comics. You send me lots of comics.
I do.
We like comics.
Yes, we do.
So, what was your favorite fairy tale?
I like a very old fairy tale that is called Hans the Hedgehog, because it's the old fairy tale of a prince hidden in the guise of a beast. And it's one of the earliest versions of Beauty and the Beast ever. It's a variation of one of the main sort of universal matrices or roots for all fairy tales, in which a young princess needs to learn to love the prince that is hidden in the guise of a brute, of a beast. And I, being so gifted physically as I am, I relate to that. I like this one. If you could have any of the film's fantasy creature as a pet, which one would it be and why?
I would choose the pan, because it helps you in many ways. Mm-hmm. I would love the fairies, but the pan is very wise. He can show you lots of things. And of course, it's too big to fit in a house. But
would you keep it in the garden?
Yeah, maybe. But anyway.
What would you feed him?
Meat, like he eats.
I like that, yeah. You have to feed a fawn with raw meat.
But a fawn can talk to you, explain you, teach you like a mentor.
Nothing like being mentored by a pet.
This is from Christina Seacliff, New York. What films and directors have inspired you?
Well, my two favorite of all of them, if I had to choose, was Hitchcock and Buñuel. Hitchcock because he was fat, repressed, and Catholic, which is excellent for me. And second, because he had a sense of humanity and brutality together. I like that very much. And Buñuel was a lapsed Catholic, and he was a guy that led a very tranquil life in his personal life, and in his mind he was an absolute insane man. This comes from James, Huntington, Indiana, and he says, "Why did you want to become an actress? What made you think about it, and how your friends deal with it? How do they understand what you do?"
Well, I went to this audition. My first movie, Roma Santa, with Paco Plaza as director.
A werewolf movie.
Yeah, and I wasn't really interested in being an actress, but it was just for fun. They picked me, I did the movie, and then I realized being an actress is it's great for me because I can meet new people, I can learn lots of things in the set, and I wanted to be an actress, and from then on I started. And then my friends, I don't really tell them about this because, sometimes I get jealous.
They do?
Yeah, sometimes they do. But, my best friends understand it.
When they see you on a 10-foot tall poster in the theater, they know it's you, right?
Yeah, they just tell me, "Oh, Ivana, I saw you."
In the theater?
Yeah.
Do you like life in a movie set?
Well, I do prefer life as real life at home.
We all
but
do.
I think it's good to have some time with other people, to talk to them. And yeah, but I do prefer being at home, comfy,
What's the worst part of the day as an actress?
I guess it's a day that you're basically done and they tell you it's 1 hour more, sorry. Then I have to do 1 hour more, and that's very tough.
Did I do that a lot? Come on, tell the truth.
Well, I think
Say it.
sometimes it happened.
Well, thank you, Ivana and Moviefone. And go check out the movie, Pan's Labyrinth.
Thanks.
Muy bien, pequeña. Is this the stiffest talk show ever?
No, you guys are great.
I feel like we are like Charlie Rose on Xanax.